Alright, so last time I was on live, I'd said Margex was really becoming a problem, and they whacked me within a few bucks, which had I had a little more money over there, they couldn't have done it. But as we've seen, the retrace came all the way back down. So there wouldn't have been a problem. They have insane fun. Had I not hit one or two fundies, have been fine. Like, and had I trade a little less leverage, it'd have been fine. I did have options on my side, but I find that they're the hardest exchange to be okay on. Like, they're absolutely, bad fills, everything else. So I said I was fine letting it go. I had 20 bucks over there. I turned like 140 just to, see how it was if I wanted to actually get off the exchange. So I had moved over to BitGet. I had like about 2.5 BTC or something, or LTC sitting around. And I tossed it over here to check it out. There's some things I don't like about this exchange, and there's some things that I do like. I already made a mistake, like trying to learn these tools. There's so much more stuff. This is more like Binance. It's really difficult for me to use, quite honestly. I'm used to really simplicity. But I was disappointed to see that we had like a 313 fill, and Bitcoin tanked down to like 117, and it only went past our liquidation by a tad. Like, that's really common of Margex. And it's because of several things, because they charge funding both directions. Like here, like I got paid funding on one, I paid funding on the other. It goes back and forth. They just have a lot of things set up to really, not be fair with you. That's super unfortunate. Here they've got a little bit more tools than I'm used to. There's a couple of things like a cost value, a notational, and then a quantity unit and nominal value. Like, I trade a lot, and like I've never seen that before. So there's a few tools I'm not really familiar with. I made a mistake. I was scaling into this drop, and it's real finicky here. I started to type a number in, and it, for whatever reason, refreshed, clipped or whatever, and I didn't see it, and I took it off below break even. So small mistake here and there, just trying to get used to it. I also don't have a lot of good things to say about it, unfortunately. I was hoping like this was going to be the one, but there are some good things about it. Like they have a better cross system over here. It's just in general a little nicer. Some things that aren't really cool is that if once you set your chart and take it off, if I go over to look at something else, like everything resets. I'm trading LTC, off this because it's what I had a little bit of dust sitting on. I just want to check the exchange out. Like, I don't even know if I can get my money back out. I've put money in some exchanges and I couldn't get it back out. So especially exchanges I don't know anything about. So I wanted to be rather careful. And like there's an initial funding like bonus, like up to like $5,000. And I thought about it, I'm like, you know what, maybe I should just go big for like this trade account, check it out. I'm like, nah, I don't know the exchange. I don't know if I can get my money out. So I'll probably just make another account. Like, if I find out everything's good here, and I'll probably send over more so I can get the bonus funding. However, I didn't get anything bonus for like even the little bit that I sent. So I don't even know how that deal works. I just know that's part of their marketing. Come on. And the other things that aren't really cool is, so I sent over LTC. It's not BTC main. So if I reset this chart, it automatically goes back to BTC. I have... it's starred in my favorites. Every time I come back on, it's not on my favorite. It's on BTC. And I've got to go through a lot of trouble to get back to this coin in futures to where I'm trading to trade this. It's almost better just to trade USDT and then, just trade BTC USDT, because that's the chart that's always going to load by default. A few things that were also weird. If you get off cross and go to isolated, a cool thing is when you get off cross and go to isolated, because I do prefer isolated. You have the choice of leverage to set on both sides. Like, you can set different leverages. Like, it's a quick, a quick setup. Like, that's kind of cool. Like, I did appreciate that. When you go to cross, it's just, one way. This is kind of weird. Like, open and close and buy and long. Like, I don't know, dude. I just want to click on it and, yeah, you rat. That happens a lot too. Like this random breaking refresh. Like, I don't know. I've never had an exchange break so much. And then there we go. Like, as soon as I reload, like, all these stupid lines are back. It did stay on LTC this time. That's crazy. Like, generally it kicks me all the way back to like the basics. So that and this weird chocolate brown, I can't get rid of. The coloring is, I don't know. I'm not a fan of this. It's like this off, like, mint chocolate chip ice cream. Like, this stuff isn't really green and red. Like, I'm being picky, but it's a little bit off-putting to trade. These weird colors that don't feel very fun, not friendly. It just feels muted out, and I don't know, it just kind of affects me mentally. Like, I'm sitting here looking at all this stuff and all this little text and all. It's too much going on here. There's take profits and trailing stops, and I don't like that the way they have it set, because when I do go into a trade and set a take profit, I'm forced to take a stop loss as well, and I don't even have the option to make it a limit take profit. It's an automatic market, and their fills are terrible here. The spread here is always pretty big, and even though it says 582, like even if I bought like a very small amount, I would get a fill like 8-10 cents up. Like I've noticed that they claim there's 2 million traders here. I don't think so. There's no way that they're selling more than say like Bitfinex or Coinbase or BitMEX, and giving fills that far away. Like I'm not pleased with that. So if I let the take profit hit, so once I put it in, I have to go back, delete both, and then put in a limit order. And even then, like, it gives a range. It's not even like you will be filled at this price. Like, here's the range you could be filled at. Like, it's it's a little bit not what I was hoping for. I'm hoping that it's better than Margex, though. I mean, it's really hard to get any worse than Margex, but pretty much anything's an upgrade. But I mean, to be perfectly honest, like, is this a fantastic, spectacular upgrade? Yeah, it's good enough. Like you can get on here in long and short. There's a few on the coin futures, and then on the USDT, there's a couple. Or on the USDC, there's a couple that you can get into. A couple, contracts. BTC and ETH if you have some USDC. The futures, you can trade whatever coin you have. And there's quite a bit. That's pretty nice. And the